Hello, Maximus here. This will be a pike test to see how the new pikes behave in patch 7 beta, and there are some big changes here. As you can see, the unit spacing is a lot wider. There's a lot more room between each soldier, and you have a new button that you can turn off formation attack with. Now that is potentially huge for all the civilized factions with formation attack. And the pikes also respond a lot better to commands now. So if I'm just going to attack here, now I'm just going to do pike on pike. I'm going to speed up here a bit, and the pikes are moving a lot better. I don't know if it's the increased spacing or what they've done to the code as to how the pikes move, but the pikes will now actually start to push through the enemy instead of doing all kinds of weird stuff. And as you'll be able to see here, pike battles look quite different. Now I hope the AI turns on its pike soon. I think it will. And here we go with the pikes. And as you can see, they readjusted, and now they are going straight for the enemy formation here. And the pikes are fighting in the front rows, and it looks like they are moving forward a lot more effectively. So they are pushing forward and moving forward in order to reach the enemy. And then there are still some problems here, as you can see. If pikemen are killed too fast, they will try to shuffle from the rear ranks, and that will cause some chaos in the middle of the formation, like the men don't know where to go, so instead of just pushing straight forward, they're starting to move around a bit here. But overall, I think this is a pretty big improvement on how the pikes are doing. Now these are bronze shields against African pikes, and over here they are winning, over here they won, but over here they are losing. So overall I think it was a fairly even battle. And as you can see, as I'm moving in here at the side, they're wrapping around very nicely. They aren't doing any kind of weird stuff. They're moving in a much more efficient in a much more efficient way than what they did previously. Now let's see here if they're managed to push through. And they are able to attack much more efficiently than what they did in previous patches. So it looks like pikes will be a lot easier to control here. And it was very even between these African pikes and these bronze shield pikes. Some nice death animations there. And another big change that we can see here is that if I bring up my cavalry here, now I'm just going to make these pikes lose the battle by moving them away. So they are more responsive. They are moving. Now they are in a group, now they're not. So as you can see, when I'm running my cavalry in here and they're starting to take damage, what you'll notice immediately is that there is now blood on the mounts as well. So that's pretty nice. However, since the pikes are in a less dense formation, it's easier for units to reach the pikes. But to compensate for this, the pikes have increased melee defense. So these horses are getting in, and they're doing quite well against these pikes. You will also see that the hit points of the units are increased by quite a lot. These pikes these bronze shield pikes used to have 25 health, now they have 45. These African pikes also have 45, so now the bronze shield pikemen used to have less hit points, now they have just the same as their African counterparts. And my pikes went out of formation here, and since they are close to the enemy, I won't be able to put them back in formation. Now I'm able to put them back in formation. And now I'm just going to take the charge head on here. They're putting their pikes down and trying their best to poke. Now if I'm giving an attack order here, the pikes are instantly moving forward and doing a lot better against the enemy. Now, as you can see here, the cavalry do a lot better against pikes than what they used to, I think. Probably because of the formation being thicker, and when they were flanked here, they lost their pikes instantly. So my general is losing here. This pike unit is probably going to win. So extremely close battle, but overall I think this looks like a big improvement on the behavior of pike units. So they'll be much easier to give targets and to have them attack. Now I'm going to attack here as well, and they turn around. Well, here they are unresponsive. So there's probably still some issues with pike responsiveness. I have to pull back and then go back in. But let's see what happens if I attack this pike unit in the flank here. If I'm able to do that effectively. So now I'm just giving an attack order. They're moving in, putting down their pikes, and they are attacking. But they're not pushing forward as well as they did when they were engaged frontally. But you can see his pikes are readjusting now. And it looks like they are trying to move forward as they are falling. Now these bronze shield pikes will win against my African pikes. But overall, pike battles seem to go a lot better. So the next battle we will test formation attack versus non-formation attack. So thanks for watching and see you again.